$180,000 at 60, $320,000 at 65, $420,000 at 70. If those numbers just made your stomach drop, good, because those are the figures most Australians think they need. And they are wrong. Not slightly wrong. Significantly wrong. And the difference between believing those numbers and knowing the real ones could change your entire retirement. So let's talk about what you actually need at 60, 65, and 70. Real figures. Real strategy. And one part of this, I promise you, most people never hear anywhere else. Here is the thing about Australian retirement that nobody really explains properly. Your super does not work alone. It never did. The whole system, and I mean the actual government design system, was built around three things working together. Your super, the age pension, and your assets outside super. Most Australians plan for one of those three. The ones who are genuinely comfortable in retirement plan for all three at the same time. And that changes everything about what number you actually need. Right, let's go through each age properly. If you are around 60 right now, this is the most stressful stage. And honestly, it makes sense why. You can see retirement from here. You are starting to check your super balance more. You are doing the mental maths. And the numbers you keep reading online, 500,000, 700,000, $1 million, feel completely out of reach for most people. Here is what those articles never tell you. ASFA, the superannuation body that sets Australia's official retirement benchmarks, says a single homeowner needs around $595,000 for a comfortable retirement starting at 60. A couple needs about $690,000. Those are the real 2026 figures. Now, uncomfortable? Yes. But here is what changes the picture completely. At 60, you are 7 years away from the age pension. That gap, from 60 to 67, is called the bridge years. And it is the part of retirement planning that almost nobody accounts for specifically. Your super has to carry everything alone for 7 years before the government steps in. So the question at 60 is not just how much super you have. It is, can your super last 7 years at a sustainable withdrawal rate and then hand off gracefully to a combined super plus pension income? A homeowner couple with $480,000 in super at 60, drawing around $45,000 a year, would reach 67 with roughly $280,000 to $320,000 remaining, depending on investment returns. At that point, they would likely qualify for a part-age pension. Combined income suddenly looks very different. That is a workable retirement. It is not the glossy magazine version, but it is real, and it is more common than you think. If you are not a homeowner, and plenty of Australians are not, the numbers shift. You need more in super to cover rent, and the pension assets test treats you differently. A single non-homeowner needs closer to $150,000 more in super to produce the same outcome. That is not talked about nearly enough. Now, 65. This is where things genuinely start to open up. At 65, you can access your super without any conditions. No work test.
No employment requirement.
Full access, whether you are working, semi-retired, or fully retired. The age pension is 2 years away rather than 7. That changes the maths dramatically. ASFA's comfortable retirement figure for a couple starting at 65 is around $640,000. For a single homeowner, about $545,000. Lower than the 60 figures, because you only need to bridge 2 years before the pension arrives. Here is something most people never actually check, and this surprises almost everyone. The age pension assets test threshold for a homeowner couple is $1,003,800. Below that, you get at least a part pension. Most couples at 65 with $400,000 to $600,000 in super assume they earn too much or have too much to qualify. They never even apply. That assumption costs them On average, somewhere between $8,000 and $15,000 a year in pension payments they were entitled to. Every year. 4 years. Check. Always. Check. The SuperEase Australia website has a free eligibility estimator. It takes 10 minutes. The number it might give you back is worth far more than 10 minutes of your time. The other thing that happens at 65, and this is where the real strategy lives, is that you can convert your super into an account-based pension. Once you do that, the earnings inside your fund are taxed at 0. Not 15% like the accumulation phase. 0. Every dollar your investments earn inside that pension account grows completely tax-free. For a couple with $500,000 combined, the difference in tax saved over 10 years can be $60,000 to $90,000. That money does not disappear. It stays in your retirement income. 70. Different game entirely. By 70, the age pension is already in your life. Your super is in pension phase. And the question shifts completely. It is no longer about whether you have enough to start. It is about making what you have last 20 to 25 years. The government minimum drawdown at 70 is 5% of your balance annually. On $350,000, that is $17,500 per year from super. Add the full single age pension, currently around $29,754 per year, and you are looking at over $47,000 in annual income. For a homeowner, living in a paid-off home, that covers a comfortable, real retirement. Not luxury, but genuine comfort, genuine security, genuine freedom from financial stress. The risk at 70 is not running out immediately. The risk is drawing too much too early. Every extra dollar you take above the minimum in your early 70s is a dollar that is not compounding for your mid-80s. The people who run into trouble at 83 or 84 are almost always the ones who drew too freely at 70 and 71, when everything still felt fine. One more thing, and this is the part one wants you to actually do this week. If you have super in more than one fund, even an old one you forgot about, there is a reasonable chance you are paying duplicate fees and duplicate insurance premiums. The ATO estimates billions in unclaimed and lost super sitting across Australia right now. Log into mygov at my.gov.au, link your ATO account, go to the Superannuation tab, and check. 5 minutes. Could find hundreds or thousands of dollars that has been quietly leaking out of your retirement for years. And if you have not looked at your super fund's investment option recently, not just your balance, the actual investment option, do that too. Plenty of Australians in their early 60s are still sitting in a high-growth option that swings dramatically. Others in their late 60s are in a conservative option that barely keeps up with inflation. Neither extreme is right. A balanced or moderate growth option, for most people in the 60 to 70 range, is usually the sweet spot. So, where does that leave you? At 60, the bridge years are the thing to plan for specifically. Not just the total number, the 7-year gap before the pension arrives. At 65, check your pension eligibility before you assume you don't qualify. And move your super into pension phase as soon as it makes sense for you. At 70, protect the longevity of what you have. Draw the minimum. Let compounding keep working. And revisit your investment option. If this gave you something useful, something you can actually do this week, subscribe to SuperEase Australia. Every video on this channel is built specifically for Australians in this stage of life. Real figures, real strategy, nothing generic. Drop a comment below. Just tell me which age bracket you are in right now. 60s, mid-60s, or 70s. No dollar amounts needed, just your stage. It helps me know exactly what to cover next, and it takes 2 seconds.